What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys. With the pre-proposal technically passing, I mean, it's barely passing. It's at about 69%. I'm curious. I'm sorry, the pre-proposal to put bots into Modern, I should say, or sorry, put bots into Wild and have Modern be a bot-free zone. I wanted to take a look at what the split is in terms of the amount of activity and then, of course, the amount of rewards, because keep in mind, between Modern and Wild, those rewards are split evenly, but obviously the amount of activity is not. And so we're going to take a quick look here, and then I'm going to go over to Splex to see what the average reward per league is. And you can see, for the most part, at least across the last 30 days, that it's generally been Modern that has been higher than Wild. I mean, there's some days where Wild is almost equal. There's some days where Wild is slightly above. But for the most part, we have seen more action in Modern, I would say. Now, you can also see here that, the average daily players, I mean, this is saying 82,000 over the last month, but I would say if you take a look at just the past week, for example, we're dipping down into the high 50s and low 60s for the most part. I mean, I don't know what this day was. Maybe somebody was just consolidating more accounts, but I would say that the average account activity, and let's actually go here. So over 14 days, this is down to 75, and over the last 7 days, we're down to still 75. Wow, this thing is really pulling up the average. So okay, if we remove this though, I would say that at least over the last maybe 10 days, without these outliers, we'll call them, we're probably in the 60-ish K range active accounts. And I would say that, a majority of that would still probably be automated accounts or alts or whatever the case is. So let's go over to Splex now, and you can see here that the difference between Modern on top and then Wild on the bottom is actually quite stark, in my opinion. We've looked at this before, but the numbers, numbers don't lie. So even going down, I guess in Bronze, it doesn't really matter. And then Silver, I do feel as though there's a lot of farming that's probably happening in Silver with a lot of these alt accounts that are now not even really caring about Bronze, but moving up into Silver and eating up a lot of those rewards. And the reason I say that is because check this out, right? So like if you're in high Bronze, 0.081. If you're in low Silver, 0.016. So what does that mean? There's more accounts playing in low Silver and farming all of that SPS than there are in high Bronze. So you can actually make more per chest or more per battle by just sticking around in Bronze. That's a little alpha for you if you want to go start a Bronze account and just stay there. So again, you don't get the better chest. So there's a trade-off there. You won't get the better chest. You probably won't level up your deck as fast. You won't get better rewards overall. But if you want more SPS per battle, I thought that was a little interesting of an observation. It's kind of the same with high Silver and low Gold. But we're not really comparing Modern to itself. I do want to compare Modern overall to Wild. And so when you take a look at, we'll look at the midpoints of Silver, right? So 0.0066 and 0.17. That's not quite a 3x, but almost. And then when you look here, 0.24 versus 0.63. Again, not quite a 3x. Maybe we'll call it 2.5x. And then Modern here for Modern Diamond, you're making 1.1 versus 2.8. And then of course Champion 2.5 and a whopping 7.9. So what does this mean in the context of, well, if bots get relegated over to Wild, they're going to start eating into a lot more SPS that's available there, which actually begs the question, why aren't bots playing in Wild right now? If you can earn significantly more, 2 to 3 times more in Wild, why wouldn't bots be playing there? And so this is not a call to, tell everybody to put their bots into Wild, but it is a question. And I wonder if there's a difficulty aspect from, maybe some of these older cards are just way better across the board, right? From Bronze all the way up through Champion. But I would assume that it's a lot of the older players playing in Wild, and they are probably just focused on really the higher levels, right? You probably have a lot of high Gold, high Diamond, or Gold, Diamond, and Champion players that are playing in Wild. But ultimately, what ends up happening then if we do push a lot of the bots over? Well, they'll be earning a lot of the SPS that is currently available. But I guess the bigger question that I have now is, why aren't they playing there now? And a bigger question for me is, why am I not playing in there now, right? And I know the answer for mine, for me, I should say, because I don't want to face Silver Shield Assassin. I hate that card, and that's all I would face in silver and gold when everything was just one format. But with me automating my account quite a bit, I am considering maybe switching over to Wild while this pool is still significantly larger. And then if I want to play games for myself, which I do very often, I will stick to Modern. So, I guess my question is for you guys, so we can maybe make this into a little bit of a community brainstorm. Are you playing in Wild? Are you playing in Modern? What are your reasons for doing so? Because from a financial incentive, and again, none of this is financial advice, I'm just talking about the reward structure here, you can clearly see that Wild is paying out more. So maybe you're like me, you don't want to deal with the headache of fighting these older cards and just feeling like you're getting overpowered. Maybe your deck is underpowered even still in Modern, so going up against other highly powered decks in Wild is another thing. But or maybe there's no match liquidity. I don't know, because I'm not playing in Wild at all, right? So and if I were to have the bot play over in Wild, I wouldn't be dealing with match liquidity, right? I wouldn't be there sitting frustrated because everything would be automated. So I'm just curious to know what your thoughts on this are. If you are playing Wild, what was the thing that pushed you over there? Or maybe you're just an older player who has the cards and can be competitive in there. I know, for example, like Darkest Night has enjoyed playing in Wild a lot more lately because the rewards are better and he has the cards to compete. But for someone like myself that came in 2021, and I'm sure a majority of other players who are probably following this channel, we're all kind of in the same period where we joined somewhere within the last 18 months and have really only focused in on getting the Modern cards, and specifically like the Chaos Legion set. Like I don't even bother with the Untamed set at all. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. We can continue the conversation there, but I just wanted to highlight this because once again, Wild is paying significantly higher. And if you're willing to deal with a slightly different meta, or maybe you're not, you can just have your bot handle it. But if you're willing to deal with it, then I don't know why people and bots, so I don't know why accounts in general are not playing there more, and especially if it's bots that don't care about the meta, don't care about whatever, and can help each other with ratings inflation. It just doesn't make sense to me that Wild is kind of like left completely open right now. So we'll continue the conversation in the comments. I will catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.